Let's learn about talking about the weather. So talking about the weather is kind of easy, but we're going to learn a little bit more advanced vocabulary. So at the top, some of them you know, some of them you don't probably. So I'll go through them all. Practice the pronunciation with me. Summer. Summer. Spring. Spring. Typhoon. Typhoon. Fall. Fall. Wind. Wind. Thunderstorm. Thunderstorm. Winter. Winter. Rain. Rain. Blizzard. Blizzard. Okay, so adjectives. Let's look at the adjectives. I'm just going to say each one once, so it's a little bit faster. Warm. Cloudy. Severe. Cool. Dry. Mild. Sunny. Humid. Okay, I hope you know all those adjectives. And questions. What is the weather usually like where you live? Okay, as always, we repeat part of the question. So I'll say, the weather is usually warm where I live. Okay? Or the weather is usually sunny and bright where I live. Number 2, what is your favorite type of weather and why? Let's repeat part of the question, okay? Starting here. My favorite type of weather is rain, because rain is cool and refreshing. That's kind of a surprise that I like rain. It's because I live in a hot country. Number 3, how does the weather affect how you feel? So we can say, the weather makes me feel all kinds of emotions. For example, sunny weather makes me feel happy. Cold weather makes me feel sad. Okay? Number 4, would you like to change anything about the weather in your hometown? I can say, no, I would not like to change anything about the weather in my hometown, because the weather is perfect in my hometown. What about you? Would you like to change anything about the weather in your hometown? Okay. Talking about the weather in your hometown. This is important. So let's look at these weather terms. Tornado. Tornado. Hurricane. Hurricane. Snowstorm. Snowstorm. Overcast. Overcast. Thunder and lightning. Thunder and lightning. Dew. Dew. Okay, so talking about the weather, I'm lucky to, and these are phrases which express whether you're lucky or you're unlucky. So, I'm lucky to have sunny weather in my hometown. I'm lucky to have sunny weather in my hometown. Another one. I'm very lucky to have 4 seasons in my hometown. I'm very lucky to have 4 seasons. Some places don't have 4 seasons, so it is kind of nice to have those different feelings. If we are unlucky enough to, this is one of those sentences where it's like if, then. So I'll give you an example. If we are unlucky enough to have a blizzard, we stay home from school. Or if we are unlucky enough to have a thunderstorm, then we must stay inside. And unfortunately, okay? Unfortunately, it is very cold in the winter. Unfortunately, it is very cold in the winter. Okay. Let me read this dialogue for you. 2 people talking about the weather. I'm lucky to live in a warm and sunny climate. My country, Indonesia, is usually around 30 degrees Celsius. Wow, that's great. Unfortunately, I do not live in a warm climate. I live in northern Canada. The winter is long, and we often have snow and blizzards. The weather in our countries is very different. Is it sunny and humid in the summer? Yes, I'm lucky to say that it is sunny in the summer, and the weather is warm or mild. Do you have any severe weather? During the rainy season, we have thunderstorms and lots of rain. So you only have 2 seasons, the rainy and the dry season? Yes, that's right. And if we are unlucky enough to have a typhoon, we need to be very careful. Typhoons are dangerous. Yeah, we have dangerous weather here sometimes too. It is hard to go outside during a blizzard, and sometimes we lose electricity. Would you like to change anything about the weather in your country? No. I think that the weather here is beautiful. So that's how you can talk about the weather in your hometown with a friend. So if you have a friend to practice English with, you can text them or give them a call. Ask them about the weather. Weather idioms. The first one, break the ice. This means to get a conversation started in a social situation. So when you first meet somebody, you need something to talk about to break the ice so you can become more comfortable together. They often do this before meetings. When you go to a new job or a new school or something, they have what's called an icebreaker. Look at the example sentence. We needed to break the ice before the meeting. So we played a game. Next one, calm before the storm. A quiet and peaceful time before something with great activity or difficulty happens. So you'll often notice before there's a big storm, the weather suddenly gets calm and quiet. This is often true of life as well, so that's why we use it as an idiom. When the day started out peacefully, I knew it was just the calm before the storm. I was expecting a busy day at the office. And cloud 9. To be on cloud 9 means you are very, very happy. Okay? When I finally got the promotion, I was on cloud 9. Okay, let's do fill in the blanks. Number 1. We had a last night. Did you hear the thunder? This one must be thunderstorm. We had a thunderstorm. Number 2. When we have a, we need to stay inside because it is too cold. When we have a blizzard. Number 3. If we are lucky to have weather, I go to the park. If we are lucky to have warm weather, I go to the park. Warm. Number 4. Spring in the northern hemisphere is usually mild. Spring in the northern hemisphere is usually mild. That means not hot and not cold, kind of in the middle. Number 5. The desert does not have a lot of rain. The desert does not have a lot of rain. Number 6. Dubai is a hot and place. You could say sunny, or I don't know if it's dry or humid, but you could say sunny. Dubai is a hot and sunny place. 7. I can't see any stars tonight because it is too cloudy. Number 8. If you live near a lake or the ocean, in the summer it may be hot and humid. Okay, putting it all together, I'll read this for you now. I want to talk to you about the weather in my country. First of all, I live in Canada, so we cannot say that the weather is the same across the whole country, because the country is so large. I live in southern Ontario, so I will only describe the weather there. In the summer, the weather is warm and sunny, usually. There are some days when it is mild, and we also have a lot of humidity. A lot of humidity. I-T-Y, humidity. Oh, sorry. No, we also have a lot of humid days. Yeah, a lot of humid days. Because I live close to 2 lakes. I'm very lucky to say that the autumn is the most beautiful season. All of the leaves change color, and the temperature is cool. And there's also some wind. This makes autumn quite a romantic season. The winter is more severe. It is cold, and there are occasional blizzards. Finally, the spring comes. The spring is mild, and it sometimes rains. There isn't usually severe weather in the spring. Sometimes people think that Canada is cold all the time, but this isn't true. We have 4 different seasons. So the challenge for you is to talk about the weather in your country. Write a whole paragraph, or try to speak for 30 seconds to a minute.